I obviously vlogged this a while ago, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to share it or not. Clips were very choppy, so it's a little delayed, but here's my labor and delivery experience. So my actual due date is June 6th. The midwives and doctors were suggesting that I might have to get induced because I was getting pretty big, or baby was getting pretty big for my size, and that they were worried we might have to do a C-section, so they wanted to induce me a week before my due date. But I declined that and really wanted to let her come on her own time. On Monday, June 3rd, which was 3 days before my due date, I lost my mucus plug early morning. I didn't have any other signs of labor, no contractions, no back pain, nothing. So I decided to go into work as usual because I didn't want to use up my PTO. After working 8 hours, I went home, still no signs of anything. Right before bed, I started to have contractions. So at this point, it was very mild and tolerable. The guidance was just stay at home for as long as possible until your contractions are 3 minutes apart and at least a minute long. The app on my phone is called Full Term. So it's a good app to have, so you should download that. Again, Monday night, very inconsistent. Pain level, like 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, probably like a 2. Our hospital bags were already packed. The car seat mount was already installed in the car, and my bags were like at the door, ready to go if we needed to go. Now we're into Tuesday, June 4th. I'm pretty tired because I didn't get to sleep much last night. So I took off work, and so did my husband because he was worried that I might have to go to the hospital. At this point, my contractions were still very all over the place. So we went to the mall, went to Target. So we went back home after that. I used my bouncy ball, tried to bounce on the ball because apparently bouncing on the ball helps the baby's head push down on the uterus opening more to stimulate contractions. All of a sudden, in the afternoon, my contractions completely stopped. So my husband and I took a 2-mile walk, came back, still no contractions. Went to bed again around 9 or 10, and then contractions started again. It was the same thing as last night, and this time the pain level was a little higher. I would say maybe a 3 out of 10. So around midnight, going to Wednesday now, June 5th, I called my midwife again. She told us to just keep staying home. So I couldn't sleep all night. Pain level probably 4-ish, 5. So I called the hospital again at 5 in the morning and told them it's been 2 nights. I haven't slept yet because I'm just very uncomfortable from these contractions, even though they're not 3 minutes apart. But I just want to come in and get checked just to have a peace of mind, and then I can just go home if I'm not in active labor yet. Active labor is when you're 3 centimeters to 7 centimeters dilated. Before that, it's only called early labor, and then they usually send you back home. From 7 to 10 centimeters is when you're in the transition phase. And once you're 10 centimeters dilated, then you can start pushing. The midwife said, okay, fine, just come on in. We'll check you to make sure everything's okay. Got up to the triage room, and they checked me to see how far I dilated, and I was 4 centimeters dilated. I knew it wasn't going crazy. I was I'm pretty sure I'm in active labor because this shit hurts. We got admitted to the hospital finally. I pulled 2 all-nighters in a row, but I came and I was 4 centimeters dilated, 100% effaced. So now I'm all hooked up and everything to the monitor. IV fluid running. We're just hanging out here, and hopefully meet baby girl sometime later, tonight or tomorrow. So at this point, my pain level is still manageable, probably a 4 or 5. Every time I would have a contraction, I would just try to breathe through it. Told the nurses and the midwife that I want to try natural birth if I can, and if not, then yes, I will ask for an epidural. So right now it's 10:19 in the morning. After she eats her soup, we're gonna check again. Stay tuned. My sexy hospital sauce.
5-star right here.
Liquid diet only.
For sure.
literally just chicken broth.
Yeah, this is just chicken broth, everybody who's wondering.
Oh god, my contractions are coming in.
Here comes her contraction.
The midwife came back around 11 to see how far I've dilated. So I came into the hospital at 4 centimeters, and then at 11 a.m. I was at 5 centimeters. She said, so you're progressing very slowly. I suggest that we break your water. This long stick with like a hook at the end. They just put it in there and poke a hole in the amniotic sac, and then that's how they break your water. And all of a sudden I just felt whoosh, a bunch of like warm water come out. It just felt like a big hot water balloon, just like contrary to like popular beliefs like watching Hollywood. It's actually the opposite. You usually have contractions first and then your water breaks after. Some people's water do break before they have contractions, but usually it's contractions before your water breaks. So she said that once she breaks the water, the contractions are going to come more often and the pain will be worse. So she even asked, she's like, so are you sure you still want to keep going without epidural? And I said, yes. So after she broke my water, she was not kidding. The contractions started to come in a lot stronger and more frequent.
We're doing the bouncy ball. How do you feel? Contractions suck. Yep.
At this point, I was like, okay, I must be going to like transition phase, which is like the most intense contractions, everything. That means I'm gonna be ready to push soon. I can just keep powering through. I started to cry because it was getting very painful. Like I would say the pain level went up to like 8, 9. I think when I'm in pain, I'm just a very quiet person. Like I just don't even talk. I'm just very quiet and I try to keep to myself when I'm in a lot of pain. So around 4 o'clock, the midwife comes back into the room to check to see how far I've dilated. And at this point, I'm like, oh my God, she's gonna tell me 10 centimeters. I'm like ready to like push, like it's go time. So after 5 hours, I am now only at a 6. Going through all this pain, like, and I've only dilated 1. Like I'm nowhere even near ready to push. So pitocin is a drug where they give it to you via the IV, and it's basically a drug that mimics contractions. I can't even handle natural contractions, let alone pitocin. At that point I was like, yeah, I'm too tired, and I exerted so much energy from like trying to like breathe through these contractions. I'm so tense. I haven't slept for 2 nights. I barely ate. I just had chicken broth. So I was like, give me the epidural. So they ordered the epidural, so it takes about an hour, and they said, so during this time before the anesthesiologist arrives, just how about you order more chicken broth and popsicle and I think some ginger ale. So the anesthesiologist came in, and it was so hard to hold still to get the epidural while you're having contractions. So they give you a bit of lidocaine, which is like a quick pinch in your back just to like numb the area before they give the epidural. So I didn't really feel the epidural, I just felt pressure. After like 10 minutes, I felt 0 pain. I wasn't dilating enough. It was too slow, so I finally tapped out at 6 centimeters after 48 hours of labor. I got the epidural. Tried my best to go natural route, but
It is what it is.
it is what it is, and drugs are amazing, so.
It's a hell of a drug, I said. I mean, what do I know?
Finally, after 2 nights of not sleeping, I took like a 30-minute nap and it was great. And then my parents came, brother came, and my in-laws came also. Like, I was like, whoa, this is way too many people. I did not ask for all these people to be here, so. But, you know, everyone had good intentions. They were just excited for the baby first, you know, grandchild, all that stuff.
All right, guys, right now is 10:57, so about 11. Midwife just came in, and we ready. 10 centimeters dilated. She's setting up. Hi, Sarah. She's setting up, getting ready for 1 more hour, and then we gonna start pushing, y'all. How do you feel? Great, great.
So at that point, like, I didn't feel pain, but I felt pressure. Like, I could feel her like pushing down a lot. So I think she was like trying to work her way down. Oh, and before all this, they did tell me that first time mom normally takes 3 hours on average to push, and I'm like, what? That's a lot of energy. So now we're into Thursday, June 6th, which is also my original due date. The midwife came back like a couple minutes before midnight to like teach me how to push.
All of the muscles that you use to poop are the muscles that you use to push. If you try not to poop, the baby will never come out. You just have to push if you're pooping.
So I started pushing right at midnight.
Big breath in, fill your lungs, and go again. Push. 2, 3, good. 4, come on. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
It took 28 minutes and baby girl was out.
Oh my goodness, you're so beautiful. I'm sorry.
Did it go over?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Beautiful.
Giống mẹ hồi đó, mẹ nó hồi đó.
Okay, these are yours. Right between here, okay? Thicker than you think. See? Thicker than you think.
Yeah.
She's hatching. Oh, she's this. Oh, hatching for the first time. She did calm down, didn't she? Oh, stop it.
38, 9.
Wow.
Good job, mommy.
Wow. Look at you.
Good job.
Look at
I'm telling you.
Oh. Hi, little baby.
She was 8 pounds, 9 ounces, and 22.5 inches long. It's so crazy. It was so surreal. Like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe she's here. Like, she was in my belly for 9 months. I was like so swollen. I had swollen ankles, swollen everything. I gained over 50 something pounds. You like really forget about the pain right when the baby comes out. So that was my labor and delivery story. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and sharing that memorable experience with me.
This one's here. Hello, world. Oh, that's so her.
Getting her first outfit put on.
We are going home.
Baby Ray, my ray of sunshine. Hello. Oh,
You. Look at your beanie.
ooh, missed you again, baby. Dang, you are daddy's girl. Just a sneeze.